You know, back in my day, folks had a simple saying, buy cheap, buy twice. We didn't have much to spare, so every dollar had to count, not just for today, but for tomorrow and the day after that. We learned early that just because something looked like a bargain didn't mean it was worth our hard-earned money. Sometimes, saving a few pennies today only meant losing dollars down the road. These lessons still hold true today, maybe more than ever. Now, I've been around long enough to see how easy it is to get tricked by shiny displays and too-good-to-be-true prices, especially in big stores like Walmart. And if you listen closely to the folks who work there, the ones who see what comes back broken and returned day after day, you'll hear the same old wisdom our grandparents lived by. Not everything that's cheap is a good deal. So today, we're going to walk through 12 items you should think twice about before tossing into your cart. These are the things that may look like a steal at first, but trust me, they'd have my grandma shaking her head saying, "Honey, put that back. It ain't worth it." Let's dive in and save ourselves a lot of money, heartache, and trips back to the store. 12. Walmart brand light bulbs. Now, a good light can change the whole feeling of a room, but those Walmart store brand bulbs? They'll fool you faster than a slick salesman at the county fair. They shine bright for a little while, then they start flickering, dimming, or just burning out way sooner than they ought to. Folks come back carrying dead bulbs after just a few weeks, shaking their heads in frustration. Grandpa always said, "A good light should outlast your worries, not add to them." Spend a little extra and get bulbs from trusted names like GE, Philips, or Sylvania. They'll last longer, burn steadier, and save you from dragging out the ladder every other month just to change a flickering mess. Sometimes paying a few more nickels saves you a whole heap of headaches. 11. Cheap shower heads. Now listen, a good shower can set the tone for your whole day, but those bargain bin shower heads? They're nothing but trouble. They may look shiny and slick hanging there on the store shelf, but once you get 'em home, you'll find out real quick. They don't hold up. Thin plastic, weak seals, barely enough water pressure to rinse the soap out of your hair. Some folks say they install 'em one day, and by the next morning they're already leaking all over the bathroom floor. Grandma used to say, if you start the day frustrated, the whole day follows. And nothing's more frustrating than stepping into a shower that feels like it's spitting on you instead of washing you. Spend a little extra, get yourself a good metal one. Brands like Moen or Delta. It'll last you years instead of weeks. And trust me, that's a kind of piece you can't put a price on. 10. Walmart brand bath towels. Oh, I know. Those store brand towels feel soft as a cloud when you run your hand over them in the aisle. But don't let first impressions fool you, honey. After a couple washes, they turn rough and scratchy, like you're drying off with a piece of old burlap. They shed lint everywhere, lose their thickness, and some even start to smell musty before long. Grandpa used to tell me, judge a towel not by how it feels new, but by how it feels after it's worked a little. Good towels should get better with time, not worse. Spend a little more on mid-range cotton or Turkish cotton towels, the ones that stay soft, stay absorbent, and don't leave you wiping yourself off with sandpaper. A cozy towel after a hot shower, that's not a luxury. That's taking good care of yourself. 9. Cheap, small kitchen appliances. Back in my day, we didn't have fancy gadgets, but the few tools we did have, they worked like champs. Nowadays, you walk through Walmart's appliance aisle and you see toasters, blenders, sandwich makers, all shiny, all cheap. Trouble is, a lot of them break after just a couple of uses. Motors burn out, buttons jam, blades dull so fast you'd think they were cutting rocks instead of strawberries. Grandma always laughed and said, buy a tool that works harder than you, not one that quits before you do. If you want appliances that last, stick with brands like Ninja, Hamilton Beach, or Cuisinart. They cost a little more, sure, but they'll still be standing when those bargain brands are rusting away in the trash. A good kitchen tool is like a good friend. Dependable when you need it most. 8. Cheap plastic storage bins. When you're trying to get organized, Whether it's Christmas decorations, old photos, or just clutter in the garage, you want bins you can count on. But those thin, clear plastic storage bins they sell on the cheap? Whew, they're heartbreak waiting to happen. The lids don't fit right, the sides crack under just a little pressure, and the handles? One wrong move and you'll be picking up your things off the floor. Stack 'em up and the bottom ones bow out like a sad old porch in a rainstorm. Grandma always said, "Don't trust a basket that can't carry a full load." If you're serious about protecting what matters, get yourself some heavy-duty bins from brands like Sterilite or Rubbermaid. They're thicker, they're tougher, and they won't leave you cussing in the middle of your garage come spring cleaning time. 7. Mainstays furniture, bookshelves, desks. Now I'll tell you, a good piece of furniture ought to stand firm, not wobble and squeak every time you breathe on it. But that Mainstays furniture at Walmart? It's made out of flimsy particle board that wouldn't survive a good sneeze. You bring home a bookshelf thinking you got yourself a deal, and before you know it, it's leaning like an old barn in a windstorm. Desks sag under the weight of a laptop. Nightstands chip just from moving them across the floor. Grandpa used to chuckle and say, "If the wood ain't strong, the house ain't steady." Same goes for your furniture. If you want something that'll last, look for solid wood, metal frames, or modular pieces that can handle being used, and maybe even moved a few times without falling apart. Buying cheap might feel good today, but buying right feels good for years. 6. Cheap laundry baskets and hampers. You wouldn't think a laundry basket could cause so much heartache, would you? But those cheap ones at Walmart, thin plastic, flimsy handles, they don't stand a chance once you fill them up. You carry one heavy load of jeans and towels and crack. There goes the handle, and you're left standing there with socks rolling across the floor. Grandpa used to grin and say, "A weak handle can't carry a strong load." When it comes to baskets and hampers, spend just a bit more on something reinforced. Sturdy plastic or a good fabric-lined frame. Because trust me, nothing feels sillier than doing the laundry walk of shame, cradling a mountain of clothes in your arms because your basket gave up. Durability saves you more than money. It saves your pride, too. 5. Generic rugs and floor mats. A rug should make a house feel like home, right under your feet. But those cheap floor mats? They're more like a trick than a treat. They slide around on hardwood like a sled on ice, fray at the edges after just a few weeks, and shed fibers all over the place like a dog in summer. And if you've got kids, pets, or old bones like me, a slippery rug isn't just a nuisance, it's downright dangerous. Grandpa always said, "What you walk on should be steady, like your word." Look for low-pile, non-slip rugs from trusted brands with strong stitching and backing that actually grips the floor. Your knees, your back, and your peace of mind will thank you every single day. 4. Cheap wall clocks and budget home decor. Now I know, it's tempting. You walk past a shelf full of shiny clocks and pretty home decor pieces, all priced so low it feels like a steal. But like Grandma used to warn, pretty things made in a hurry fall apart just as fast. Those cheap clocks, they look nice on the wall for a month or two, then suddenly they stop ticking. The hands fall off inside the frame, or the colors fade like a summer shirt left out in the sun. Same goes for bargain home decorations, frames that warp, paint that chips before the season even changes. If you want your home to feel cozy and cared for, it's worth spending a little extra on quality pieces that stay beautiful, not just look good on the shelf. Remember, true beauty sticks around. 3. Flimsy shower curtain liners. Now, when you're standing in that hot shower after a long day, the last thing you want is a cheap liner clinging to your legs like a wet bedsheet. Those bargain liners? They're so thin they tear if you so much as look at them funny. And worse yet, they trap moisture and grow mold faster than you can say scrub brush. One day it looks clean, next day, black spots, musty smells, and you're stuck either scrubbing your arms off or tossing it in the trash. Grandma always warned, in your house, Keep what touches you clean and safe. Spend just a little more and get a mildew-resistant liner with weighted edges. Your bathroom will smell fresher, stay cleaner, and you won't have to wrestle a soggy, moldy mess every morning. 2. Cheap air mattresses. Oh boy, don't even get me started on those bargain air mattresses. You blow them up, they look nice and firm, real inviting. But by the time you wake up, you're lying on the cold, hard floor wondering where all that air went. Low-quality seams, weak valves, and thin material. They just can't hold the pressure overnight, no matter how careful you are. Grandma would shake her head and say, "A bed that can't carry you through the night ain't no bed at all." If you're expecting guests, going camping, or just needing a backup for emergencies, don't gamble on the cheap ones. Go for brands like Sound Asleep or Coleman. They build them tough, with reinforced seams and reliable valves so you, or your guests, can actually sleep in peace. A good night's sleep is too precious to risk on a $20 mistake. 1. Extended warranties on low-cost home goods. Now this is the trickiest trap of all. You're standing at the register feeling good about your purchase when the cashier asks if you want to buy an extended warranty. They make it sound like a safety net, but it's more like a spider web, sticky, messy, and hard to get out of. Most of the time, those warranties are filled with fine print, exclusions, and long phone calls that go nowhere. By the time you actually need the help, you're more likely to give up than get anything fixed. Grandma used to tell us, a promise isn't worth much if you can't collect on it. Instead of throwing extra dollars at a maybe help, you're better off saving that money toward a better quality item in the first place. Sometimes, the best warranty is buying something that's built right the first time. Now listen, sugar. It's easy to get dazzled by a good-looking price tag. Lord knows times are tough, and every penny feels like it's already spoken for before it even hits your hand. But if there's one thing my folks taught me, it's this. It ain't what you spend. It's what you keep that counts. Saving money isn't just about grabbing the cheapest thing on the shelf. It's about thinking ahead, buying with care, and choosing things that'll stick by you. Just like good friends and good family should. Some deals are real treasures, sure, but others? They'll cost you more in headaches, repairs, and replacements than you ever bargained for. So next time you're walking through them big old store aisles, remember what Grandpa used to say when he saw something that looked too good to be true? Sometimes the real bargain is the one you don't buy. Take your time, trust your gut, and spend your hard-earned money on things that are built to last. Because you, my friend, deserve better than broken bins and busted bulbs. And if today's little walk down memory lane saved you even one bad purchase, well, that's $1. And a whole lot of heartache. Well saved.